Welcome to the first of the video series. I hope everyone watched the preliminary video where we kind of go over the rig just so you get a good idea. One thing I didn't mention is that I am not a professional guitar player. So comment away about how crappy my guitar playing is. It's not going to change the video. So get over it and let's listen to some plugins. Let's start with this Brainworx plugin. It is called the RockRack. It is pretty sweet. So if we were to just listen to the, I just turned it on right now. You can definitely hear the gate is engaged, but if we were to just listen to the lead, is the first thing it turns on. I'm going to just do some chugging. I am on the bridge position humbucker. So we could tell as soon as we turn this thing on, it is ready to go. They really put out a good first impression with this plugin. So if we were to just look at it, the face of the plugin, it's set up just like an amp would be. Obviously amps don't have this recording chain selected, but you have your basic 5 amps, you have your crunch, a couple cleans, a modern rock, and then a lead. You have this contour, which kind of affects the way that the cabinet reacts. So if we were to listen to that, this is before. I'm going to engage contour. So we can definitely see that something changed. It got a little darker. So that's kind of what that contour is doing. The scream is really that extra bit of gain. So let's listen to that. I'm going to disengage it. So that really is kind of dead in terms of gain. It sounds more like a crunchy amp. And then if I were to kick it in. Uh-oh. Whoops. There you go. All right. We could definitely see that it kicked in pretty sweet. It does a good amount of gain. But one thing that we'll notice here with these plugins is that the gain is getting more analog sounding. The distortion is breaking up in a not so predictable way. It's not a really linear or square or kind of like synthy sounding breakup. This sounds like, it sounds pretty close to what an actual amp would sound like breaking up. But yeah, if we were to go ahead, it starts with gain, volume, your bass, treble, mid, really transparent. And then you have a really fine EQ. That you could go through and boost in anything, you know, as low as I believe that's 80 up to, holy crap, like 64, kind of random. It does have it has its own built-in buffer and oversampling. The manual is built into the face of the plugin, really nice features. If we were to go into the FX rack, this is where we get some cool stuff. A lot of these plugins have a gate engaged by default, so if we were to turn this off, you get what you would get in a normal amp. It's pretty loud. So then again, I just turn it on, kind of knocks everything out. Pretty nice. Some compression features. You can kind of tighten it up, loosen it. It has a low and high pass. This is your shred, which I guess is engaged. You could engage it from the face. It should be the same control. No, sorry, one is scream, the other is shred. So let's try to listen to what shred is doing. So again, this is with shred on. Okay, and then a disengaged shred. So yeah, that shred is it kind of, again, it works to even out the distortion, the way that this amp breaks up. Oh. Again, disengage. We'll grab my pick. So yep, the shred gives it a little more top end sheen. I feel like it's a little brighter, a little thinner, but at the same time it'll cut through in the lead part, so you could be chugging away. And then you could just kick this bad boy in, and then grab my pick. And then it'll kind of cut through. Granted, if it's in the right key, it would help it cut through. But if it's not in the right key, it'll definitely cut through and kill someone. So that's the shred tool. Let's go to the delay. The delay sounds pretty sweet the way it's set up. You could have it to now it's actually synced up to the host. So that's 87. Pro Tools is set to 87. If we were to change that to 120, that should automatically change to 120. So yep, it is tight in the Pro Tools. That works great. We could double time or half time, which is pretty sweet, unique feature at just a click of a button. That's really nice. And then you could tap in your delay. Nothing crazy. It does have a lo-fi feature, which kind of breaks up the delay. It gives it more of that tape feel. Again, all the front controls are available in the bottom here. And then you have a tuner, which, like most of these digital tuners, is pretty much crap. It's really kind of, I don't know, for some reason computer tuners I'm not a huge fan of. They're not very accurate and they just don't sound good. As weird and stupid as that might sound to some people, it just doesn't to my ears. I like a hardware tuner. So let's go to the front of the amp just so we get all that clutter out of the way for now. Let's listen to some of the other tones.